Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. DHL GmbH stands for Das Larry Hillblom and Lynn. It was founded in San Francisco, California in the United States of America by Adrian Dulce, Larry Hillblom and Robert Lynn in 1969. Expanding outside of the United States of America in 1983, shares were acquired in DHL by Deutsche Post in 1998. The company became completely owned by Deutsche Post in December 2002 and has become one of the most successful companies worldwide with 380,000 employees and revenue of 14 billion euros. Equally, the company delivers 1.3 billion parcels per year and cargo worldwide. Inevitably, DHL has changed the interconnectivity of the world and the way that the world operates. However, the mysterious disappearance of one of its founders, Larry Hillblom, the H in DHL is one of the most bizarre and suspicious disappearances worldwide. Hillblom was born on the 12th of May 1943 in Kingsburg in California. He had one brother and a half-brother when his mother remarried. Attending Kingsburg High School, he attended Concordia Lutheran Church. Attending Reedley College and Fresno State, he eventually entered a law degree at the University of California, Berkeley's Boalt Hall School of Law. Notable alumni include Earl Warren, the 14th Chief Justice of the United States and the 30th Governor of California, Edwin Meese, the 75th U.S. Attorney General, Pete Wilson, the 36th Governor of California and the former United States Senator from California, as well as Ed Lee, the former Mayor of San Francisco. While in college, he worked with the courier service, ferrying corporate documents on flights between Los Angeles and the Bay Area. He briefly clerked for San Francisco-based attorney Melvin Belli. In December 1969, Matson Navigation Co. introduced new container ships into its Hawaii cargo service known as the Hawaiian Express, which cut days off the trip from California to Hawaii. However, the problem was that they were unable to send their shipping documents through the American Postal Service. Hillblom approached Matson and told them that he could get their documents delivered in time, purchasing tickets for airline passengers to take their bags and send Matson Navigation Co. shipping service paperwork to Hawaii. In 1969, at the age of 26, he founded DHL alongside Adrian Dulce and Robert Lynn. As a result, he became a multi-millionaire. By 1980, he was losing interest in DHL, having retired from active management of the company and moved to Guam, buying a nearby island. In the 1980s, he moved to Saipan, the largest island of the Northern Mariana Islands and a Commonwealth of the United States of America in the Western Pacific Ocean. In Saipan, he had numerous business interests, including cable television and airlines. He was also a practicing attorney and occasionally served as a special judge for the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Hillblom also founded several businesses in Hawaii, Vietnam, and the Philippines. He was able to invest in Vietnam through an overseas holding company, thereby avoiding the American embargo against Vietnam following the Vietnam War. It was here that Hillblom implemented some of his most prolific investments, including the Novotel Delta, the Novotel Phan Viet, Ocean Dunes Golf Course, and the Riverside Apartments complex outside of Ho Chi Minh City. His most famous investment was the $40 million investment to restore the Dalat Palace Hotel and its golf course, a luxurious hotel in Dalat which was frequented by colonial French during the French occupation of Vietnam. It had fallen into disrepair since the Vietnam War, which ended in 1975. Hillblom opened the hotel in 1995 with management provided by the global hotel brand Accor, which owns Novotel amongst many other hotel brands. In August 1993, he was seriously injured when he attempted to make an emergency landing in a small Cessna at Tinian, one of the three principal islands of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. As a result, every bone in his face fractured, he had a punctured lung and lost sight in one eye. He was flown to San Francisco and provided with reconstructive surgery. However, Hillblom had a dark side, as he was a pedophile. He would go across Southeast Asia on sex safari trips, where he would have sex with prepubescent girls and teenage-age girls. Hillblom always requested virgins to avoid contracting an STD at girl clubs and go-go bars. On the 21st of May 1995, Hillblom set out with pilot Robert Long and his business partner Jesus P. Mufnas, who was also Vice Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. The trio set off on a vintage World War II seaplane from Saipan to Pagan Island, which is 290 miles north of Saipan and part of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. It has been uninhabited since volcanic eruptions in 1981. On Pagan Island, the trio aimed to explore mining ash from a volcano. Weather forced them to turn back and the plane crashed 15 miles east of Antahan Island and 45 miles north of Saipan. While Long and Mufnas' corpse were found, Hillblom's body was never recovered. When police arrived at Hillblom's Saipan home, it was found to have been wiped clean of any traces of DNA. The sinks had been scrubbed with muriatic acid, and white toothbrushes, combs, hairbrushes, and clothes were found buried in his backyard. But why did Hillblom do this? Was the plane crash deliberate and a case of suicide? What was he trying to hide? What Hillblom was undoubtedly trying to hide was that his sexual deviances had led to him being a father, but it is not known if he knew of the existence of his children or contributed financially to their well-being before his death. Not including his children in his will is undoubtedly a sign that he had little interest in them. After a court ordered his mother and brother to submit a genetic testing, it was found that he was the father of Larry Nguyen of Vietnam, Jeline Quartiero, and Mercedita Feliciano, aged 5 and 4 respectively, of the Philippines, as well as Junior Larry Hillblom of Palau, whose mother was aged 14 when he was born. Claims were filed by an additional 4 women, but these were unsubstantiated. Lawyer David Lujan, representing the children in 1998, stated that Hillblom kept Mama Sans on the payroll of DHL to save virgins for himself at many different clubs and bars. In his 1982 will, Hillblom requested that the University of California, San Francisco received his estate. In the final settlement, each of his 4 children received a gross payment of $90 million, reduced to about $50 million after taxes and fees, which went to each of his children. The remaining $240 million went to the Larry L. Hillblom Foundation at the University of California, San Francisco for medical research, which was founded in 1996. The foundation conducts medical research in the areas of diabetes, mellitus, and diseases associated with aging. Despite Hillblom being a pedophile, the foundation continues to operate, and neither DHL nor the Larry L. Hillblom Foundation make any reference to his sexual activities and criminal affairs. In June 2020, Larry Hillblom Jr. was indicted in a drug case for smuggling methamphetamine into Hope, Idaho, where he was living at the time. He was also accused of getting 2 women to smuggle crystal meth from the Philippines to Palau and faced domestic violence allegations in Hope, Idaho in 2017. He remains in prison in Hope awaiting his trial. The movie Shadow Billionaire, released in 2009 at the Tribeca Film Festival, outlines Hillblom's death and the controversy that took place after his death. However, many questions surrounding his death remain unknown and will probably never be answered. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform you when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet and have an amazing day.